I think I'm live now. I gotta let everybody know in the Discord server really quick. Wait for people to pop in real quick. So I just started it. Didn't really give people much time. Hello. Just giving people time to join right now. I didn't really let them know beforehand. Well, I mean, I did 30 minutes ago, but I didn't give them like a 5 minute like start to join. I hope I sound okay. I'm using a different mic this time. I'm using my more expensive one, but sometimes it doesn't, its volume isn't like correct all the time. So if I'm too quiet, I'm just gonna have to switch over to a different mic. I'll give him one more minute to join, and then I'll actually start critiquing critiquing this artwork. How long has it been? 3 minutes. Okay, that's enough time for people to join. So I will start on critiquing this artwork. This artwork is by Waria on DeviantArt. Lamp real quick. Um, since the person isn't currently online right now, I will have to take a guess on what certain things are supposed to be. If they end up joining, that would be. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I use Blaine Brown's. I use his charcoal brush pack. I bought his what's it called? His master pack on ArtStation, and I don't know if it's on sale still, but I bought it on sale, and it's a very very nice pack. I've been using like his inks and his painting brushes on there. It's a really nice pack. Highly recommend it. So I'm going to take a guess on what certain things are supposed to be, just because um the person's not online right now, but I'll send them the stream later so they can view it. Um, so the first thing I notice is that the shading looks really good so far. I do see some things that could be improved. Um, one thing I see right now is that the arm right here, Um, I think it could be thicker. Because it looks like it looks too thin. Let's fix that really quick. I think that looks a lot better. Another thing I noticed that the shading is like the coloring is kind of everywhere. It doesn't look bad, but it's like the coloring is like completely different from here, even though it's the same color. Um, I do think the shading on the eyes could, like the eye whites right here, could use some light. Much better. I think this side could use some shadow. Right here, I think adding some light right here would be really good for the drawing. It makes it look kind of, to me, it looks a little bit flat. Let's use a different brush. Well, actually, I'll just stick with this. Stick with this brush and just use some blending. Too big. Too big. Smaller. Should try and match the painting a bit. Make some edges sharp. I think overall this person has a really good idea of about shading. Also, the art style looks really cute. Maybe a little bit too much right here. The person could have made it look a little bit fluffier. But I mean, that is also preference at the same time. Not required, but I think it looks nicer. Shows that the character has actual fur. The spoon. Might have to use a reference for this, but the spoon could look a little more metal-like. using references while you're drawing is completely fine. I'll probably get to use one. It's been a while since I've drawn a spoon. I had some notes, but I lost them for this. That's okay. I can just wing it. Add a little more lighting with a spoon. Oop, wrong button. Do kind of erase. Add some lighting right here that's reflecting off of the soup. Going kind of light with it. I think these are noodles right here. Guess that was the other picture. Yeah, I think these are noodles. Doesn't look so flat. We're gonna add some of the noodles kind of popping out a little bit. Maybe a little too much. Make the shadows a little bit darker on this. Where is my... I'm using a different pen now. Using a marker. It's like basically a round brush, but it's like this. The round brush, but it's like has opacity based on pressure. I'm probably have to use a reference for this, but I'll try to do the best that I can for right now. Not sure if this is the back of the spoon or if this is the front of the spoon. I just realized. If this is the front of the spoon, or well, the curved part of the spoon where you dip it and you eat from that part, you're gonna wanna make it look like it has that dip in it, so that way you can eat from it. It's too much. Okay. little bit too light. Now it looks like the spoon has that cup look to it. We can also make it so like the broth is going into the spoon a bit. You can make this a little bit darker. For this panel, I would also add some shading to the background. Background's not too big of a deal because not adding detail isn't like to the background. At least whenever the main view is the character, you don't need to add too much detail. Something is going wrong with my Clip Studio right now. Okay, what's going on? All right, there we go. Do you know where we might submit drawings for critiquing? It is going to be in my Discord server. It's going to be it's going to be called Darlena's Art Critiques. You can put it in there. If you need me to, I can at you in there. One second. Let me go to Discord really quick. I must be spelling your name wrong or something because I'm not seeing you. Weird. It's not letting me at you in here. Oh, my cat decided to lay down on my drawing hand. Sorry, kitty. I know you're comfortable. We can't lay there. Weird. It's not letting me at you. Pretty sure I'm spelling your name right. Yeah, I'm spelling your name right. Oh, there we go. Now it is. Oh, you added some rules. Okay, that's why. That's why. There you go. That's why I couldn't do that. There you go. I added you in that server or the channel to submit. One second. I gotta blow my nose. Okay. I will focus. Well, I don't know if I should. I don't think the background really needs touch up, but I'll add simple shading to it. Let's use this color. Nope, no color. Probably make it a little bit darker so you can tell there's a bottom. Make the bottom a little bit lighter. That's good enough. And they made it look slightly better. Doesn't look so off with the shading on the countertop. You can go ahead and fill out the form that is pinned on top of the critiques channel. You don't have to be very specific on what you want critiqued. You can just say everything. You can just see say the anatomy is most important to you, stuff like that. You don't really need to be super specific. Okay, I will focus on the next panel now. Immediately I noticed that there's a cutoff with the shadow. I'm gonna fix that real quick because it didn't bother me. Fixing that. Um, the paws look really flat because it's just a straight line. Um, we can make it look like this. There's actual paws. One thing I did notice is that this person, this person, Aworia, I think that's how I pronounce the name. I'm not entirely sure. This person uses a lot of blurring to their shadows, which they don't. I mean, it does look nice for certain parts, which is fine, but for everything, you don't need it for all the shadows because it looks can look too muddy, can look too much like not shadows. Because like right here, it looks really muddy because of this. I'll fix this whenever I get to this one. Let's see. We're on to this one. The egg, the yolk. I think it can be a little bigger. Yolk is looks a little bit too thin. Makes it look like if I look right here, either it looks like the white part, the whites to the egg looks really fat compared to the yolk. It makes it look the yolk look really like flat. So what I could do, we could either make the yolk go up, or we can do this where we can make it seem like the white of the um yolk is flipping, like it's being flipped over, but do it that way. The yolk, I also think it needs darker shading. It's a little bit too light. Mm, so it doesn't look right, kind of, but let's see if we can make it a little bit darker and see if that helps. Yeah, that makes it look like that, but it still looks not exactly right, because I was trying to make it go with this, but I think this part right here would need to flip, not right here. Not sure if that was the original intent of this, what this person was doing. So I'm gonna change it a little bit. Still looks a little too wrong. I'll just do what I originally thought, and I'm going to bring up the yolk instead. Looks kind of like a bowl right now, so I'm gonna get rid of this. I think they're trying to make the broth look like it's splashing in the air. sorry, that's my phone. We'll give it some drops. You can make it look a little bit darker. Try to make it give it a little bit more of a splashed look. Yeah, a little bit better. The egg looks like an doesn't look like a bowl, or doesn't look too round. Looks like it's flat with the bowl. I do think that there's uh too much gradient here, so we can add some of that broth back. Don't be afraid to add some harsh edges. So the soup looks like soup. Looks a bit better. I do think the soup is a little bit too much in the pan. It would probably spill out, but I guess we could try to make it look a little bit bigger so it doesn't look like it's spilling everywhere. With it spilling up, we can make it look like the soup is going up more. Not perfect, but now the soup doesn't look like it's gonna spill out. For the most part, without with the splash, it looks like it could spill everywhere, but a little bit better. For the fire, I think they were trying to make it look. I think they were trying to add lighting here, or they were trying to add the light orange highlights on the um, flames. So I will move them real quick and add them back. Be a little bit light with the orange tips. The orange tips will be on the flames. If it's all, this means that the gas stove is good. If it looks like this, by the way, it means it has good heat. I think it generally looks a little bit more blue too, so I'm gonna change that up real quick. It's gonna add a probably a color layer, maybe? No. We can make the underside a little bit darker for the burner. It looks like there's no burner under it. Slightly better. Go back to the highlights. There we go. That looks much better than before. Yeah, it's not perfect, but looks like the soup's not gonna spill out. There's a little bit of lighting. Okay, I'm gonna go into this one. This one actually looks pretty good. I may not need to do a whole lot here. Oop, wrong button. Forgot I had a layer right here. It's not wanting to do that. Okay, never mind. I will not merge everything. I was trying to merge all layers, but it's not gonna let me. So for the third panel, I'm going to make these shadows a little bit harsher. They don't, or well, I shouldn't say harsher. They're gonna be sharper. They don't need to be so blended in. It makes this part look too transparent. And I think you were trying to make this part transparent, but this also looks transparent. The white right here looks transparent because of that. And that same brightness over here. My brain is actually kind of failing me right now. I for some reason I know what this is. I know what it what it like some backlighting I think it's kind of called. I I for some reason can't remember what this is called, even though I've done it so many times in all my paintings. But you want to add some light, some bounce light. I think is what it's called, bounce light from the flooring or the face right here. Maybe on the flooring doesn't really necessarily need it, but it makes it look a little bit better. I'm not sure how the Vaporeon's little, I don't know what you would call it, the part of the this thing on the neck. I'm not sure what it looks like, but I'm going to assume that they kind of go out a little bit to make it look like it isn't just flat. And that little bit of shadow, a little bit of difference. Some places are not as bright as others, and I'm gonna fix that now. This a little bit bright. Used a little bit too much um, blurring. I think whenever I looked at your um, when I looked at your DeviantArt, I noticed that you use Paint Tool Sai. I know that the Paint Tool Sai's blur brush isn't like the best in the world, so um, I'm not sure how you blended because it looks like it's blending with the line art at times. Um, I would recommend you to do it on different layers to see if that will help with that blurring too much. And make sure you use like where you lock the pixels. You can also do that where you have this on a separate layer and you just blur some of what you want, and like right here you blur some of that what you want, so it doesn't go into the face, it doesn't go on, it doesn't blur this, because it looks like it's blurring into here. You don't want oh, excuse me, I tried to mute quick enough but I didn't. Hello. 1 second. Okay. Hope some of what I'm saying makes sense, because I don't think I'm the best at explaining stuff, but um hope it makes sense. That's something I need to work on myself, is help knowing how to explain stuff better. Do you think the perspective is fine? Let's make this darker. Yeah. Well, actually, maybe it was this the maybe it was the steam coming from the soup that made it look that way, but we could add that back later. Don't necessarily need to put that in at the moment. We can add that back in. Make this a little bit darker. I think it's a little bit too bright. Here, I think you can go darker. I'm just gonna use multiply for this part. Honestly, what I should have done before, but I didn't. Don't through. So it would be. I have my fixes on a folder, so that way I can flip through them, because I have multiple layers. I don't want to accidentally get lost. I'm not sure what these like tentacle things are. I wonder if it's like comedy where it's like is it good? Is it bad? Where he's like dreading eating it. I'm not sure what this is. But we will keep it in just in case it is for comedy reasons. I'll make it a little bit darker. They're more visible. Much better. Um, I do think you were using way too much blurring. You could definitely add some of that detail back. You don't need to make it like super detailed. You can just barely tap on there and to add some of that back in. I'll make this a little bit brighter. Oh, that's why it's not pretty. The wrong thing. Blending looks a little bit better because it's really bright over here. So I don't wanna keep that back, put that in. That's way brighter over there. I think you could add some shading on the ears. this is all shading right here, but there's no shading right here. So we're gonna take some of this away and add some back. Sorry for sniffling, I have allergies right now. The reason why I put some shadow going down, because if there's light over here, there's gonna be a shadow coming down from this, from his from right here. Let's add some little bit of light right here. So it looks so flat. You can also add some light on here. It looks too dark. And this is kind of see-through. I'll assume this is also kind of see-through. Make it kind of blurry. This also could be a little bit blurry. Show the transparency. Oh, kitty. Sorry, I didn't mean to poke you. Oh, my cat's in the way. She wants attention. One second. Okay, sorry. I had to blow my nose real quick. Hello, everybody who is joining. Hello. My cat is in the way. Hold on. Go, kitty, go. Okay. Let's see. Let's add some transparency here. Well, I mean, it's transparent, but it just seems a little bit too harsh of a... It's too sharp. Usually when things are transparent, it's somewhat blurry. Kitty, I need you to go. Sorry, cat. Sorry. I know. I know you want attention. See some of the coloring from, I think here, like this is coming into here. I think we're gonna make this flat color. We can also add some of the right here, but we can also just do this where it is showing the background instead. So I don't want the shadow is always like is already like a pretty good color for the body, so just gonna keep it that color. It looks a little better. Good. Make it extra. Let's see. We can make it brighter, show the light going through a little more. A little bit of yellow added a bit light. Let's do that here. Also, it looks like the I don't know if that was because of me. Was that because of me? No. So it looks like some of your shading of the flames came into here. What you can do is that you just erase it and when it goes into the other panel. It doesn't look all blurry from that. Doesn't look like it's blending in with it. It's actually be not needed, but oops, wrong button. There you go. Now it looks like it's the same lighting as over here because there's lighting right here, so we kind of want that lighting to shine through right here. Make it blend in a little more. I think we can also make it a little bit darker because it's kind of transparent. Show that shading right here showing through. Made it super dark, but just like slightly there. I think the eyes are okay. They all look great in every picture so far. So the eyes and the on the Vaporeon looks really good. Remove some of that right here. Don't need it. Right there. Okay. Let's see what else. Right here. Looks a little bit too muddy. So make it not so muddy anymore. It could have a little bit darker right here. A little hard to tell the way the pods are facing, so look at all of the changes so far. The original fixes. Okay, let's go to the last panel, and then after that, I will go to Angie's. I'll go to Angie's critique here. We're gonna apply some of the same stuff right here, here onto the ears right here. We're also gonna fix up the hand. Gonna fix up the chopsticks. The chopsticks aren't too bad. It's just I think I could add some shading to it to make it a little better. Also, we're gonna remove some of this blurring right here. We don't need it. Looks like it's just blurring from probably like adding the highlights onto here. So also for some reason the coloring on the ears are different. We're gonna fix that. we're going to use what's under it as a shade. Make sure to look back at your previous panels if you don't have a reference sheet for your character. Look at the previous panels to try to make it as accurate as possible, otherwise it looks a little off whenever it's not the same colors. Take some of the shadow from here actually to make it not so dark. Take some of the light from here. We're gonna make this face the same direction as before. Actually, we don't. Can actually make it a little thinner. Use the same colors as before. Getting a little bit darker right here. Some of the highlights from the neck is coming into the base right here. Some of this is coming into here as well. Take the same color from here, add them here. Also, I noticed you add some shading right here from the chopsticks. We don't need that. Excuse me. Sorry, I know I keep sneezing and whatnot. It's allergies. Forgot to take my allergy medicine before streaming. One second. Who is this Angie person? Is that how you pronounce your your username? The first part of your username? How do you pronounce it? Already looking much better. If this head is round, I'm added a little bit of a little bit of a curve right here. You can make this a little bit sharper. Add some bounce light right here. Oh, I just realized that the white right here is very needs to be this because it makes it make the ears look massive. Okay. I'm actually gonna take some of the shadows right here, right here. Oh, you're just messing with me. Oh, I thought you were being serious. I was sitting here thinking, like, how in the world did I pronounce it wrong? It looks like Angie. Oops, wrong button. Okay, let's see how it looks now. Before, after, before, after. See how this is a little hard. Um, the chopsticks for three fingers is probably always gonna be hard. We'll fix it. Looks a little messy right here, but it's okay. We are going to make it seem like they're holding it properly. I think the way you hold it, yeah, okay. We're gonna pretend like, cause I think you're supposed to use a pinky in between the chopsticks to make them help them move or hold them in place. So we will, uh, I will, change it a little. It's a little hard with three fingers. This is, looks a little awkward, but it, I'm trying to make it look as best as I can with the three fingers. Not sure if they have this character holding chopsticks in the show. Could use that as reference if we really needed to. Make sure you always look for references whenever you're drawing. I always look for references before I draw. Bring some of that light right here. Doesn't need to be all dark. See how much better that looks now versus this? It makes it look like they're actually holding it. We can also add some shadow for the chopstick right here. And because this is the hand is round, we're gonna make it look like it's a curve. See? Like that. We could actually make it look like it's touching. This. Now we're going to add some shadow to the chopstick. A little piece of food. We use a multiply layer for this. little bit darker. This spot. Add some highlights to the chopstick. Not grabbing the chopstick color. There we go. Back some of the. Bring it back. Sorry, whenever I focus, I kind of stop talking. I'm bringing back the line art a little bit. There we go. Much better than before. Actually, I'll add some of this. I know it's low res, so it's kind of got a low quality, but it's okay. And some of this lighting over here to fit this. Adding some highlights here to make it look a little bit three-dimensional. better. Some of that highlight right here on the snout. And add some bounce light here too. A little brighter. Add some shading. With the bounce light, add a little bit more to it. See, without, or without, with. This is with. And this is without, without the bounce light from the white. That's a little better. Actually add some right here. Really light with it. I think the shadow's a little bit harsher here. I think some lighting could be done right here. Bounce light from that lighting. Go. Looks much better. And so I'm gonna call this done. I'm gonna move on. So this is before. This is after. Before. After. A lot more defined with the shading. Colors. Match different panels better. This art, the original art, right here is by Aurea on DB9. Okay. And we will move on. Okay, so I'm gonna now read your read your description, Angie, about what you want fixed and what it is. Art by oops, wrong button. Alright, Angie Fox on Discord. Okay. I know that Discord can't handle too big files if you don't have Nitro. I don't even have Nitro, so it's okay. It doesn't have to be high res. Just reading a desert background. Okay. You want the form and values critiqued. Okay. So far, I do think that the overall picture, like the tree and everything, looks really good. Here's what I would do to start painting. Um, 1 second, I got up my nose again. Okay. I think overall the forms look great, and so we're not gonna change them too much. I'm gonna make this dark. I'm gonna maybe make this a little more rock-like, but probably what I'm gonna only change really is make it more rocky. Maybe add a little piece of rock right here. I assume this is rock right here. Right here, right? This is rock. I assume this is rock. Make this a little more flat. If I were to start painting this, I would probably add some like, fog in the background so it doesn't blend too much with the the with hold on, why is it not working? There we go. So it doesn't blend too much with the foreground. Or the foreground. Oh, actually, hold on one second. I'm gonna reply to Aurora real quick and show them the finished critique. Okay, we're gonna go back to Angie's picture. Let's go back to what they said real quick. What she said, values and form. Seems off when you paint. Um, I think overall your like the forms of the picture is really good. Um, I'm not sure if the trees. I'll make this a little bit darker. The trees uh roots are going under the cat's leg. If that is the case, I would probably make it seem like the cat is actually laying down on it instead of being flat. I will show you here in a second once I add some of this in here. Another thing what you want to kind of do is when before you start shading, you can also, or before you start painting, to add some of the shadows in to make it a little easier for you later. Well, I just did that on the same picture by accident, so I'm gonna copy and paste it. again to show the before and after. Is what I mean. Add some of that body back. Move this a little bit. Okay, so here are the shoulders right here, the shoulders, and then the chest right here. So whenever you want to make it seem like they are laying on top of something, you kind of want to make it go with it, so it doesn't look like there's laying. It's like the branch is flat. See, like that. Before, after, before, after. You can actually make it a little bit darker so it's easier to see, so it doesn't blend too much with the tree. Values, I know you were asking about values in the Discord. So I think your values could have some more dark values. Because right now I think like if you were to paint it, it'd be too bright and harder to work with in painting. Because you'll just be adding dark um shadows. So I'll focus on the values now. Um I would probably make this darker. I'm on a separate layer so I can change the opacity if I really need to. Yeah, to make have a little bit more brightness. Give me. Have some light coming through. 1 second. How to approach the sand. Okay. Oh, sand is hard. um, Sand is pretty hard. So I'll kind of show you how to go about with sand. Before you actually start painting, I would start adding in the shadows like I am here. Um, Make it kind of easier on yourself later. Okay. Kind of like defining the forms a little bit more before you paint. Um, for the sand. Well, for sand, first I would probably start with defining or grabbing some references. I'm gonna make this a little bit brighter so that way I can actually see where I'm putting color down. Then change it whenever I'm ready to start. Okay. Let's look up some references real quick. I use Pinterest a lot. So I'm gonna use Pinterest real quick. Are there any references you used um for this or no? It's okay if you didn't. I'm just wondering if you had any particular references used before doing this one. Trying to find something that's similar to this as possible. Okay, so it's an original idea, no references used. Okay. Since you were looking at canyons, we could use this as a reference. Trying to define where, or like get where the tree is, like the shadow is coming from. So since the light is over here, you're probably gonna want it like this way. For sand, you could just do this where it's like pretty clean, and then you could add something like this to it on. And then what you can do is kind of use a liquify tool, shift it around. I should have done it this way. And then kind of like erase a little bit here and there. That's what you could do. Blur it a little bit. So there's some texture. Or you can leave it like this, because it's kind of further away. You can also, if you have this, you can add a little, oh, too big. You can add little rocks here and there. You can also add more rocks to the background. Oops. More going on. Add some a little more grass here and there. Let's see, what else would I do? I probably would make these a little bit darker. Oops. don't need a whole bunch of detail on them because they're so far away. You honestly could just blur it a bunch, blur it later on. Um, you can add a sun here since we don't know where the sun is, since the light's going this way. Add it right here. Add some cloud in front of it. We could add some. Oh, this could be later. Some touch ups. Could add some light rays coming through. That will be later though. It's not that this would get in the way if you're trying to paint. You don't have to do it exactly like this. You can make it look different as well. But I think if I were to paint it like this, like right here, right now, I would probably remove some of the grass just to make it a little bit easier and add them like on different layers. But I'd probably start with this to start painting. And if I feel like it's something like too light in value, it would darken it. Oops. Oops. Maybe add some shadow of the cat in the tree. And then after this, I would start building on top of it, adding some 3D, three-dimensional shapes on the shadows on the tree. I know adding three-dimensional stuff in the beginning is super hard. It's not easy. Starting off, what I would do to help you with that is probably do some still life studies. Oops. Don't be afraid to go too dark either. Or like really dark. Don't be afraid of doing that. Yeah, that's this right here is probably what I would start off with before painting. Probably would remove the grass first. Make it a little bit easier for when doing the rocks. But that's it. And then add a sun, of course, so it doesn't look blank, like a blank sky where there's no, you don't know where the light's coming from. Oh yeah, I love rendering and shading. Is my favorite part when it comes to painting. So I understand like the excitement of being able to start is it can make it hard for you to start off your values, but and then but yeah, you can start off with this and then I would start painting. Don't know where. Oh, that's why. Oh yeah. If you want, I can give you the reference sheet the reference I kind of used for this a little bit. I just found it on Pinterest, and that was it. So, okay, I will show the before and after. Before, after, before, after. Okay, I'm gonna show you the picture on Discord now. Also, whenever you're rendering, if you are planning on adding color to this later on, I recommend you loosely starting in black and white and then moving into color. You can move into color by using multiply layers like this. Let's say we want the ground to be that reddish color in the reference photo. You could start like doing this, you know, uh using overlays, using soft light, color, and then start adding color that way. You can also help you with shadows not looking just gray. You can use I don't know what program you're using, but if you're using Krita or something like that, or Clip Studio, you can add gradient maps. Let's see. I'm trying to find one that looks good. You can put layer filters over it, kind of get what you want. Help you with the shading. Yep. Um, I use them for my black and white paintings. Like for example, let me open it. open up a painting I did. For this, I started off in black and white. Like this. I used a gradient map to kind of get the colors I wanted for the shading. Added I'll show you my layers. Hold on. Oh, that's not layers. Oh, that's not layers either. There we go. There's my layers. So this is what I started off with. I did an copy and pasted it, did an overlay over it to kind of make the light dark kind of darker. I did bump up the oh no, I guess I didn't. Okay, never mind. Ignore that little piece. Okay. I added gradient map. So what I do with my gradient maps, I actually use somebody else's gradients. They're free. I can link them to you on Discord. I use his gradient maps. He's a this person is a professional. Can't remember the name off the bat, but I know where to find his gradients real quickly. So I use his gradients. I kind of pick a color what I want for the shading. I started. I used a light blue color and selected the multiply. I copy and pasted, erased some bits that I didn't want to be this color. So I used that. This was normal. What I did, I used a light colored or light opacity on this whole thing. So it's not. This is. See, I'm adding on layers because the opacity on it's low. Not sure what this multiply layer is. There's nothing on it. Yeah, there's nothing on this one. I copied and pasted it. I made a slightly different color on it. And then I added some of the markings I wanted on there. For the eyes, I just took a orange and I did a low opacity brush and I painted over it. Used hard light on this, and then used a normal brush with low opacity and just painted over it to blend. Oops. Yeah, I hate making my own gradients. That's why I use someone else's gradients. He also has good tutorials on how to paint in black and white using and then eventually go into color with gradient maps. So I recommend him as well for that. But if you want, I can save this. For you, so you can have. What program do you use? Is it Krita or Clip Studio or something else? So I can send you the. If you want, I can just send you the Photoshop file or something like that. Oops. It did as a PNG. I hope it will let me send it as a Photoshop file on Discord. Nope, it won't let me. I'll have to later on, if you do want it, I can just... Krita, Photoshop files are basically a universal file for most art programs, so you can open a Photoshop file in Krita. Yeah, I'll have to email it to you. Or do a Google Drive, whichever you want. For some reason, YouTube is translating Krita to a Japanese word, calling it fell. For some reason, when I hover over it, it'll show me the word Krita, but if I take it off, it'll show me that it says fell. That's interesting. That's weird. Does anyone else have anything you want me to critique before? How long have I been streaming for, actually? Almost 3 hours. Or, not 3 hours. Has it been almost 3? I have about almost 30 minutes left until it's 3 o'clock. Or not 3 o'clock, I mean, 3 hours, I think, is what I have it down as. DM. Okay, you can DM me your email. I prefer Discord just because it's easier to get the file and see what you need. So you can do it through Discord, please. Not sure if once it hits 3 hours it will end because I put it down for 3 hours, but what is almost? I did kind of skip lunch. I might end it in 30 minutes, but it'll be okay. I can always come back later and start a stream again if I really wanted to do more. But you can send over your what you want critiqued. Oh, you're talking about the blending for Paintal Sai? Yeah, the blending for Paintal Sai, is a little different. Um, for the next critique, I could, um, hold on. I could use Paintal Sai instead to help you a little bit, if that helps at all. Since you use Paintal Sai as well. I could use Paintal Sai with for the next one. Oh, I moved away a little bit from my mic. I hope you can hear me still well. Hope I'm not too quiet. And for Paintal Sai, all I have is basic brushes. I don't have any custom ones. Yeah, I would agree it's more of a technique than anything else. But Paintal Sai is a little bit different from some Clip Studio because that's what I'm using it to critique it with Clip Studio. Krita is also free if you want to try out Krita. If you don't have the money to buy Clip Studio, Krita is also good. I even use Krita sometimes myself. So let me know when you send it over in the channel. There is 30 minutes left. I don't know if you can hear my cat playing in the background, but she's playing with her toy. That little bell on it. Do I prefer a specific software? Almost everything I do is probably Clip Studio. I use Paintal Sai only uh mostly for line art. I love its brushes for line art. You're welcome, Angie. But if you don't have to buy Clip Studio to paint and whatnot, Krita also has like really good painting brushes, and you can still paint with Paintal Sai. I mean, there's been a bunch of people in the past who painted with Paintal Sai. I even used to paint with Paintal Sai. I just don't anymore. It's been so long since I used it for painting. I don't really use it for painting. Which Paintal Sai do you have? Do you have one or two? Because I think I have version 2 downloaded. So it might look a little bit different, but it's mostly the same. Yeah, I did too. I bought it the proper way as well. I know, like Painful Sai is like probably one of the most common pirated software for for artwork, but I bought it the proper way. But it wasn't honestly. It's not even that much. I'm pretty sure it was like $60 in USD, I think. So it's not that bad. Oh yeah, you can ask here as well. You can ask questions if you want, because I can also use this time to answer questions too instead of paint. Um, I know it's your Twitter. I don't know if you use that, but your top host mentions in betweening, which is cool. But what is that? So in betweening is the um frames in between keyframes. So keyframes are, let's say here. Where's my pen? There it is. Okay, I will show you what keyframes are. Oh, I keep pressing the wrong button. So let's pretend this ball is a keyframe. This is keyframe 1. And this is a different keyframe. And let's say we're going to space it out. Let's say we're going to use 1. We're going to use a exact number of frames. So it's going to be 4. So this is 2, 3, 4. See, these dashes right here, this is a time chart. You don't need to know. If you're not into animation, you're not going to know what this is exactly. But this time chart. Oh, I actually miscounted. It's actually 5. 5. This is going to be keyframe 5 right here. So keyframe 1, keyframe 5. Second keyframe, I should say second keyframe. There's 2 keyframes. But if I were to move this, it would just be moving back and forth. There's no in between to making it smooth. So my job for Valkyrie is to add in the in-betweens. Let's say this is keyframe. This is the in-between number 2, number 3, number 4. Okay, I'll space them more evenly. 3. See, this is my job. My boss makes the keyframes right here. I do the in-betweens. You don't know what software or books to get into that? I've actually never read any books about animation. I just did YouTube videos online. Um, for software, Krita does have a built-in animation thing, or animation like setup you can do. There's also some other free software. There's OpenTunes. There is another program that's based off of OpenTunes, which is how do I pronounce this one? Uh, Tahoma 2D. It's based off of OpenTunes, but it's more beginner friendly. It's free. It's open source. Well, I don't know if Tahoma 2D is open source. But OpenTunes is open source. Um, this is Tahoma 2D. Um, yeah, I heard that the Animator Survival Kit by Richard Williams is a really good start to learning the principles of animation, but I never ever used it or read it. Do I recommend Blender, Pencil, or Fire Alpaca? Blender is complex and it's probably hard to understand at first. I've never used Blender Pencil for animation, and whenever I first try to use it for just drawing, it's kind of complicated, so you're gonna take a minute to learn it. Fire Alpaca, I don't recommend it. It's there's no built-in like timeline or anything like that to preview your animation, so I wouldn't recommend Fire Alpaca. If you're wanting a free program, I would recommend Tahoma 2D or Krita to start off with. If you since you're just starting, I would not do not buy. I wouldn't. You could if you really wanted to, but I wouldn't recommend it to buy um software for animation in particular, just for animation when you're just starting out. I would try it out first, see if you like it. Then, if you really, really like it, I would buy software for that. You find Fire Alpaca easier because of lack of a timeline. Timeline though is like really useful because you can scrub timeline. Let me open up a animation I did. Uh, um, so this is the timeline right here. I don't know what you can see it on stream, but so there's different layers of stuff. You can preview that without it. You can scrub it. See if everything's moving correctly. It's very helpful whenever you're lip syncing or testing your how smooth your animation is. You can also do this to test it. I do this all the time. I know it's moving really fast, but sometimes I have to do it like this, where I have to tap it a bunch because sometimes Clip Studio will lag so much where I can't do the quicker view because it'll like not show me the full frame. So I can do this to test the animation if I really want to. That's a nice thing about timelines. Preview it, you can test your animation before, and you can flip back and forth. Can't I mean, you can technically flip back and forth, but it's like more annoying whenever you're having to like you're having to turn off frames, go back, turn it back on, stuff like that. Especially if you eventually, I mean, if you're doing it as a hobby, you can use Fire Alpaca. But if you're wanting to eventually go into professional animation, I highly recommend you learn how to use a timeline, um, the fundamentals of animation, stuff like that. Um, but you don't have to starting off. Or if it's a hobby, you can just use other free software. You don't have to use the programs I recommended. So, any other questions? I know I said I might draw for myself, but I don't think I'm gonna do that in this stream. I don't really have any ideas to draw for anything for me. Just blending. Well, you don't have to blend. You don't really have to blend everything, because what I was doing before is I was just taking on I was taking this um round brush. It's just a round brush. It looks like this. And based off of the amount of pressure you put down, like pin pressure, the lighter it is. You can also do this in Paint Side too. This is also something you can do in there. Um, what I was doing to blend, I was grabbing the colors like this, lightly touching it, lightly using my brush, and then grabbing the other color and slowly blending it in manually. You don't have to uh, use the blur brush all the time like this. Just lightly dabbing the pen onto the. Think of it almost like chicken scratching. Have you heard of chicken scratching? Causes the color bleeding. Yeah, using the blur brush can affect the bleeding a bunch. Um, if you have it in different let's see, I'll show you. Now you can see all the layers I use. um, So let's take this hand for example. I have it on one layer. And if I want to blend something, I can lock. You can also do this in Paint Tool SAI. I can lock it and blend it without having anything else bleed through. You see? Nothing else is bleeding through. If I go over to the face of the Vaporeon, it's not bleeding through. I'll actually real quick to test this, I'm going to save it and port it over into Paint Tool SAI. This is Paint Tool SAI, by the way, right now. I know it looks dark. If you want to have a dark a dark Paint Tool SAI, I can show you how to do that. Oh, it merged everything. What? Why? No, it's not what I want. Is it not? Save as. Does it not? It should be. Okay, there we go. There's folders. Okay. I should have named the layers, but I didn't. Here's the hand. So, let me grab a blur brush. So, yeah. I assume you use this brush, right? This brush to blur. So, for blurring, if you notice that it's not locked right now, so it's blending into the other layers. What you can do, go right here. It says so it shows a lock, and it's like a little like checker board. Protect the opacity of each pixel of the selected layer. So you can click that. And then you're going to start blending. See how it doesn't move into my other layers? Well, it's doing it right here because I painted a bunch over, but you see what I mean? It doesn't like blend into the eye or anything like that. Let's take this as well. I'm going to blend it. See how it's only going into what I painted over in the same layer. Yeah. I think the watercolor brush and the blur brush are pretty much almost the exact same. Where is the water brush? Watercolor. Yeah, it's almost the exact same. Almost. But you notice if so, I'm gonna unlock it and do that same thing with the watercolor brush. See how everything blends in. The watercolor brush I noticed also drags color. So let's see what happened when I use the blur brush. Oh, this one also does too, but not as much. But yeah, they're almost the same when it comes to blurring. But yeah, you're dragging too much color if you don't lock it. See if I'm locking it, blurring. And now, well, this is all in the same layer right here. So careful whenever you're using the same layer to paint, you know. But so for this, let's say I don't want it on the same layer. I'm just gonna drag it into a new one, right? New layer. I'm gonna lock it. And now I'm gonna blur it a bit. See how now it doesn't go into the white. I do like how you do the eyes on the Vaporeon. It looks cute. Oh, I did have a question earlier. What are these like are these meant to be for like a comedic fact where it's like, oh, I don't know if I should eat it or not type of thing where it's like he's like dreading almost to eat the food like this? Is that what this is? Right here? Hello. Welcome. I'm doing art critiques right now. If you want to get an art critique, if you have any art, um, you can send it over in my Discord server. My Discord server is linked in the description of the live stream. I do, however, think your painting, despite you blurring a bunch, is still pretty good. Still very good. Because with the original, all I did was like kind of, I just made the shading a bit harder instead of blurry. I added a little bit lighting here and there. Um, made some things uh stay on the same on the different panels to make it look the same, but it's very good still. So, oh, I forgot to add in the steam. I just realized that. Let me add that. And if you think stuff is like bleeding into your other panels, you can just um, use the select tool and just erase it like that. You don't have to do the Steam the same way I did, but this is how I did the Steam. Not sure what you're pointing at, but at this bottom panel, it's meant to be super picky. Cat not wanting specific food. Oh, so the cat. So Vaporeon is like not knowing if you should eat it or not, right? So on this panel right here, this panel. Yeah, the art is by um how do you pronounce your name? Like Euphoria you Auroria? Is that how you pronounce it? Auroria? This is the original art. Art is by Auroria on DeviantArt. Oh, okay. Yeah, the second one where the cat's looking at the bowl. What you can also do to like show that the cat or the Vaporeon is like really not wanting to eat this thing is you can make this darker. Makes it seem like they're like dreading it a little more or like cautious, you know. And I'm gonna lock the layer because I'm gonna add a little more, make it a little bit darker in the middle. You can do it like this. Oh, thank you for subscribing. Is it Gilgamesh? Is that how you pronounce your name? Gilgamesh? Thank you for subscribing. This is how you can make it seem like they're um like unsure of eating it or not. It's okay. It just takes practice. Learning. You can also look at manga. This is very manga like, so you can look at manga and see how like characters look disgusted or they look unsure of something, worried, scared. Look at the expressions that they do for those characters in the manga. Um, that's how I learned how to do this. Is from manga. You're really new to the manga world? Oh. Um, so in Japanese manga, a lot of them use the overly exaggerated looks and stuff like that. So it's not gonna be hard to find what you're looking for when it comes to expressions. Um, but yeah, all you need to do is like manga character looking disgusted, manga character looking scared, stuff like that. It's very easy to find because since a lot of manga use this type of expressions. But your art looks really cute. Even if without my critique, looks cute. But you see the difference it made with the effect I did on the forehead, where it looks like they're dreading a little bit. It came from Elma. Oh my goodness, LP in Sparrow communities. Mostly work on landscapes, trying to work on characters. And I could I could see that what do you have like any old art from Sparrow community back when you were back in there? MLP stuff? Or is that like on your DeviantArt still or is like the Pokemon drawings like newer? I think your character art looks really good though. I'm actually I went back to your DeviantArt real quick to see, but your character art looks really good. I would just The main thing is just to don't blend too much. You have some hard edges in shading as well. I would say practice on still life sketches to help you with that a bit, to help you with shading. But as I could see on your DeviantArt, you understand like shading pretty well already. What is it? It is 4:11 p.m. I'm getting pretty hungry. I may end the stream here to eat. If you want me to, by the way, I can also send you the Photoshop file for this as well. Or the Pixelslide file for this, if you want me to. I'll just have to send it to you through a Google Drive or something like that, because it's too big for a, it's too big for, Discord. But yeah, I'm gonna end the stream here. Thank you for everyone for joining in, and listening to feedback that I gave, being nice. And I will stream again sometime, maybe next week. Yeah, I can send it to you. But I'm gonna end stream now. You can still chat in Discord and whatnot if you want. I'm just gonna eat. So, bye bye.